We are thrilled you are joining us for this deep dive. Today's mission is to extract the hidden genius behind a highly specific, maybe even a bit obscure piece of professional AV hardware from HDTVSupply's massive catalog of matrix switchers and splitters.
Right, we're looking specifically at the Hall Technologies KVMC-UH-8-UHD.
Which, I mean, I know it sounds like a complete mouthful of tech jargon.
Oh, totally. But it is actually this really ingenious solution to a frustrating hardware problem that, anyone with multiple computers has probably faced.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you physically unplug a mouse from an active server, the operating system immediately throws a red flag.
It really does.
Yeah.
So the big question is, how do you disconnect a single keyboard and monitor from 8 different machines without causing a total cascade of hardware errors?
Right. And that brings us to the device itself. It's this 8-port HDMI KVM-So keyboard, video, mouse switch console, but it's designed to fit perfectly into a 1U rack drawer.
Yeah, a 1U space is incredibly dense.
I like to think of it as a high-tech baking sheet. Just this soupy condensed command center that slides neatly out of a massive server rack.
A baking sheet. I like that.
Oh.
And honestly, the surprising part is the visual power packed into that tiny drawer.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. Instead of a typical low-res crash cart monitor you'd expect, it has a built-in LCD that actually supports ultra-high video resolutions.
We're talking like 2560 by 1440.
Yeah, and 2560 by 1600, and even all the way up to 3840 by 2160. Full 4K.
That is wild. Why would you even need 4K resolution at the rack level?
Well, in a standard IT environment, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
But HDTVSupply caters to broadcast, post-production, complex AV matrices.
So you're dealing with high-resolution video feeds.
Exactly. You need to verify pixel-perfect signal integrity before a feed goes out to, say, a massive video wall or a live stream. Checking that on a standard 1080p drawer just doesn't cut it.
That makes perfect sense. But, I mean, dealing with that much visual data in a dense server rack introduces a serious challenge.
For the software stability.
Yes. We understand what it looks like and its visual power. But here is where it gets really interesting. How does it rapidly switch between 8 different PCs without the computers constantly freezing?
Because usually they throw a tantrum if you hot swap.
Exactly. If I physically unplug a mouse from my computer, it knows immediately. So how does this single drawer physically disconnect from one PC and connect to another without the abandoned PC freaking out?
That is the core technological trick here. It all comes down to, it's emulation.
Emulation, like it's faking the connection.
Basically, yeah. The switch provides this constant keyboard and mouse emulation for all 8 PC inputs simultaneously.
Wait, really? Even if a PC isn't currently selected on the switch?
Yep. It constantly sees a connection to a keyboard and mouse.
So it's dedicating processing power to feed the server's hardware ghosts.
That's the perfect way to describe it. The unselected servers constantly receive an emulated signal. It's essentially a persistent handshake communicating to the software that the peripherals are still there.
Because if it didn't, the host OS would detect the voltage drop, right?
Right. It would detect the drop, terminate the connection, and lose the EDID, the extended display identification data.
And anyone who has ever unplugged a second monitor and watched their desktop icon scatter knows exactly how disruptive that is.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Now multiply that by 8 mission-critical servers.
But wait, if the KVM is constantly emulating a connection and managing EDID for 8 machines at once, doesn't that risk introducing input latency?
It's a valid engineering concern, but no. It avoids latency by gating the routing strictly at the hardware level.
Okay, so the actual data from your physical keystrokes only goes to the one active PC.
Exactly. The emulators on the other 7 ports aren't processing or buffering phantom keystrokes. They're strictly just maintaining the illusion of a connection to keep the operating system stable.
So when you switch back to server number 4, there's no lag, no repolling the USB hub. As far as the operating system is concerned, you never left.
You never left.
Yeah.
It bypasses a physical constraint just by manipulating the software's expectations.
That is brilliant.
It really is. You get the stability of 8 independent consoles while only sacrificing a single 1U slot.
So to summarize it for you all listening, it's this incredibly elegant utility. A high-res slide-out hub that uses clever digital trickery to keep multiple systems running smoothly from one console.
Perfectly said.
Which leaves us with a pretty wild thought to ponder. If this KVM switch uses hardware ghosts to keep 8 computers happily functioning without error, how many other digital systems in our daily lives are quietly emulating reality just to prevent a total system panic?
Yeah.